Hi, this video is going to be when we picked up our camper in Denver, Colorado. The videos from a couple of years ago, just patched it all together in case anybody wanted to see what the camper looked like before we got it out on the road for a while. Hope you enjoy.
Right.
Okay.
Big pink reservoir. More compartments. Lots and lots of compartments. Nothing.
On and off for hot water, and we'll go through that.
Yeah, and we'll show you where that's at.
Okay, pressure relief valve?
This is actually a mixing valve. So it mixes, it's pretty much your temperature adjustment in your aspect, or what you need to know about it.
Mm-hmm.
You do
I gotta worry my pretty little head about. Okay.
You do have a couple of shut-off valves. This just shuts the flow off to the thing and out of it, and then you got a drain valve here. When you do winterize these, have you done winterizing yourself before?
I have.
Okay, so.
But on an old system without valves or anything, you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. So did you bypass your water heater?
Yes.
On your, okay, you don't have a water heater bypass on this. You actually pump the antifreeze through here.
All the way through.
All the way
would
through.
Make sense.
You do. It does take quite a bit more antifreeze. You'll probably maybe use about 6 gallons. So to winterize RV. Okay. But besides that, there's a big big coil that wraps around the burner in there that sets in a tank of this coolant or antifreeze. That pretty much transfers the heat, and that's how the thing works.
And this thing is running on propane?
No, this one is running. Actually, that's a good question. No, this one is running off a diesel. So you got in and out line. Because of that, you do have a fuel nozzle on the burner. That fuel nozzle.
Take that out and clean it up?
Yep, once a year is their maintenance schedule on these. So once a year, get the thing serviced, pretty much cleaning out the burner chamber and replacing the fuel nozzles.
Or Google it.
Yeah, or Google. They have tons of it.
Air bleeder for this?
Exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, if you ever needed to add fluid, say you drained out a line or something, you had a leak, you'd open this up, fill this up, and it'll feed into the system.
Got it.
So.
This was your baby. This was what you wanted. So.
Yeah, endless hot water and awesome heat. So
okay,
they work awesome. I'll show you how to turn it on.
What's the cable for, Ryan?
That is the means of getting the room in and out. That is a cable-driven slide room.
Oh, so there's we had a motor inside or something?
Yeah, it's in the top.
So we have two different types. We got the gear and then this.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, the lighter rooms, they have a tendency of doing cable systems because they're less expensive. Yeah, exactly. More storage in here, up and over the top again.
Okay.
And then same thing right here, except this one blocks off halfway back, so.
Oh.
I know.
That's it, no deal.
Drill a hole, baby.
Alright, so you got quite the heavy duty hitch. It'll pretty much handle anything you put on it.
Smart car?
Maybe that's okay. So this is obviously heavy duty hitch, so you can haul pretty much anything with this. Obviously it comes with the balls and all that you need, so just flip them over as you need.
Okay.
Of course you got the 7-pin plug, standard 7-pin plug like the back of pickups. If you are planning on doing like a flat tow vehicle, like a Blue Ox kind of system, you will have to get a plate, or I should say a reducer.
For the,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
for
I
the
can see it's
in
bigger.
there.
Yep.
We do have a camera on the back.
Camera.
So
LEDs.
Yep, LEDs.
Who's that?
Free advertising. Exactly. But compartment there is where your propane tank's located. You got a gauge down here. You have your fill ports up top here. So make sure you remember where these are so you can direct people to them. Yep. And you got a on-off valve. And then you have this solenoid over here, which is tied to your propane regulator. So if it does detect a leakage, it shuts your system down right away.
The leakage detector is inside the unit someplace?
That is correct.
Is this a bypass for it, or
no?
a
That's
reset?
just part of the post.
It's hot.
It is hot. They do
Don't
get quite
touch
warm.
that. That's fucking hot. Write that down.
Okay.
Let's put a hot thing on the propane tank.
Okay.
I know, right? Doesn't make sense.
Good enough. We got that.
Right. So in here, you have pretty much your electrical compartment where your short cord stores. It's a 50 amp cord. It's on its own reel. The retract and extend button's over in the corner.
That's fun.
And then you have a pass-through down at the bottom there, so you can pass your cord through it and close and lock your door if you, want to do it that way.
Keep the critters out.
There you go.
Okay.
That's that.
Where are all these lights on the dash?
They are actually just inside your entry door.
Okay. Watch your step here.
Okay.
In here
This
is
is where
your
the
water department. Yeah, literally.
All right, let's look.
Okay, so starting in the very back corner, those two white valves, those are your low point drains. Lowest point in all your interior plumbing.
Okay.
So if you need to do a quick drain in your system, just go ahead and open those
Could
up.
have turned the light on.
Yeah, there you go, that works. The valve just below your outside shower, that is your fresh water tank fill. So if you're hooked into your city water connection, you can turn it to fill tank, and then it'll start filling your tank automatically. Your city water connection, by the way, is this hose. Just pull it out and hook it in the faucet.
Got it.
It is on a powered reel as well.
All right.
Of course, you got your outside shower. You got a water connection below that to the right. That is your black tank flush.
Okay.
I'll show you what that is for you in a second.
Okay.
Of course, all the switches up top. The brown one, obviously that's a light. Cable in case you got incoming city cable. That one is for your macerator, which is this box right here.
Okay.
Are you familiar with what that even is?
No, we just do drain. We just do gravity. So I'm
Okay.
assuming this hose hooks on here somehow.
Yes, this hose will hook onto here. Leave this cap in place.
Leave
if
it
you're
on
gonna use
because
this.
otherwise it fly out.
Exactly. Run this into your dump station, and it pretty much is
The
like
little hose?
Yep, the little hose.
Oh,
So
Like
what
that.
it is, it's like pretty much like a garbage disposal.
Here's your other
got
setup.
it.
But it also sucks everything out of the tanks at the same time, so it's quicker, a little more sanitary to be honest. So,
Okay.
Good.
but the same thing goes in the way you dump it. Dump your black tank first.
Black first,
And then yeah,
gray-
exactly. Gray,
gray.
rinse it out.
Do you need the gray and have you need this?
Yeah,
Going
I would
to-
turn it on anytime you go to dump it.
Okay. If this is running dry, where? Well, here's my valve.
Mhm.
So hook up hose, put it in the hole. Open the valve, turn on the switch, or turn on the switch and open the valve.
I would turn on the
Doesn't
switch,
matter.
then open the valve, to be honest.
Okay, because you don't want contents against the rotor or the motor when you
Right.
start it. Okay,
You got it.
all right. What else we got here? A lot of assorted
Just a lot of
wiring.
wires, yep.
Sensors for the. Is this black and gray tank?
Exactly. Black is this one, gray is that one.
Or black? Okay.
You got a filter canister here. Obviously, your filter is right there.
Okay.
So if you want to use it, I can throw it in there before you head out, because you do have a full fresh tank on board.
Okay.
Extra hose.
Somebody
clamp.
left a hose clamp.
Yep.
Don't let them see us. I'm gonna
Okay,
in
you
my
can put it in your
pocket.
pocket.
Don't let 'em
Good.
see
Yeah.
it.
So
Hey, where'd
the
my hose clamp go?
filter, does it filter as the water's going into the rig, or does it filter as you're filling it with the hose from outside?
Very good. It'll filter anytime you hook up to your city connection
Okay.
going into your RV. Now it also filters it before it gets to your fresh tank, so you'll know that you're going.
So it's filtered before the system.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
you know you're getting good water going into your fresh tank and not just some nasty stuff. So.
Yeah, because we've seen the
We've
nasty
had the
stuff.
nasty stuff.
Right.
The nasty stuff is not
It's not good.
appropriate. It's good to flush the toilet, but
And then the skinny hose, you just store that in the bottom there like that? There's
Yeah,
no...
I mean, you could. A lot of people will get a bin that kind of slides into that corner down there and
Get a
just
bin.
put that in it.
Okay.
Just make things nice and
Yeah,
neat.
because right now it hides in the bumper of our camper.
Right. Yeah.
and not very well.
And not very well.
So
Yeah, this looks like
Right.
a lot easier.
It is. And if you make a mess in here, feel free to spray the thing down.
Okay.
It'll take it.
and stay away from the wiring connections at the back.
Yeah, I mean,
What's running through there, Brian?
you've got relays
Everything?
for slide rooms and stuff like that, but not everything. It's mainly a lot of rear end electrical, so everything above us right here.
Okay. I'm just, I'm gonna figure it out sooner or later. I'm gonna bother you sometime.
No, that's good.
Might as well bother you now.
That is plenty. That is way okay.
Okay. All right. Good. I like this high quality, and
I know, right?
because you're not, you're spending a lot of money.
They have to cut their
You
costs
should get the
somewhere.
$9.
Right.
Well, we got the 50
Everybody
cent
wants,
one, honey.
you know what? Everybody wants to roam with this stuff because it's what people understand.
Right.
Oh, I want that. It's a good one. I don't want that. So why put it? Okay.
All right. So in here is where your generator is located.
Okay.
Diesel generator runs off the same fuel tank as your motor. Same with your Aquahot. Both of those components have a quarter of a tank shut off. So if you
Okay.
get down to a quarter tank, it won't allow it
Not
to
gonna
fire
strand
off.
you.
Exactly.
Okay.
You do have a start and stop switch on it itself.
Okay.
Coolant reservoir and an oil dipstick,
Okay.
as well as the fill. That reservoir right there is for your leveling system.
Okay.
Your leveling system doesn't use fluid. Only time you really have to add fluid to that is if you do notice a leak next to one of your jacks. But
And then fix the leak.
Yeah, exactly, before you fill it.
I'm a hydraulic elevator person,
Very good.
so I get that.
Very good.
That's right up my alley.
Yeah.
High pressure hose.
Mm-hmm.
Replace every 5 years on an elevator, but not on here.
Yeah.
Because it's not a safety issue.
Exactly.
Maintenance on this thing?
Every 100 hours of use, pretty much consists of oil and oil filter. You do have an air filter, which is right under here. Oil
Okay.
filter is behind a trap door over in this corner.
Google it.
You can, yeah.
Yeah.
There's
okay.
also a fuel filter in there too. I would do that probably every third oil change.
Okay.
So
And that's 100 hours, you
every
said?
100 hours. Yep, you got it.
And then we got a slide over.
How did we
us.
count that 100 hours?
There
There's a
is an
counter.
hour meter inside, but there is also one right on the face here. So you
Oh.
have 22 hours on it right now, just from maintaining it and running it on the lot. You know, if you do store this thing throughout the winter season, it is a good idea to go out there and run it every now and then. If you don't have time to do that, especially being in Chicago, put anti-gel stuff in your fuel because diesel fuel in extreme cold weather will gel up, and you don't want that happening to your stuff. So.
Okay.
Now the fun part, more compartments.
Okay.
So
Battery.
Yep, this one's where you've got all your batteries on it. So we got a tray that lifts up here. With some sense of difficulty. And obviously when your slide room's in, this is a lot easier to get to.
Yeah.
But you got your 2 house batteries here, 2 chassis batteries here.
Those are big batteries.
They're very big batteries, yep.
Okay.
When we saw the picture, it just looks like it's that
Normal
big.
normal
you know.
maintenance batteries. Just check the levels.
Exactly. Now your chassis batteries are AGM batteries. You don't have to check water levels or anything, but these
Okay.
ones you do.
Yeah, these are going to get changed.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because that's what they are. But
Yep.
We're probably going to go lithium ion.
There you go. If you do that, your converter, your battery charger inside,
Yeah.
or your inverter, you need to change the battery type that it charges because the lithium ion is charged completely different than those.
Yeah,
so.
it's a different animal.
Very good.
I got a gasket all the way around. We'll talk.
And then your major electrical. So that big black box there is your transfer switch, which is
Okay.
also your surge protector.
Right.
This is your charger, which is your converter and your inverter.
Okay.
That box down there,
Yep.
that is your auto gen start.
Okay.
It has a couple settings on there, so if you want to change the start voltage,
That's your
and,
voltage, okay.
start temperature, any of that kind of stuff.
Do I need to get my
you
meter
there.
out right now, or is there something?
Oh no, it's already preset to what we feel is the best settings, but
Okay.
if you don't like it, you can change
Oh,
it.
I see. There's quiet time, so that won't run at that time.
Exactly.
All right. There's a book on this thing someplace.
There is.
All right.
And I'll show you how to turn it on when we get inside.
Okay.
But other boxes in there is like your slide room controllers and stuff like that. So
Okay.
don't store anything flammable in here, but you can use it as storage if you want.
I don't
Okay.
think we'll need to. There's a lot of storage in this thing.
Are you familiar with DEF fluid?
We've heard about it. We haven't
Okay.
used it. You need that to run cleaner diesel, and if it isn't there correctly, then the motor doesn't run up to RPM. Is that
Exactly.
okay?
So the way this system works on this one is if you're running down the road and you see the little DEF symbol pop up on your dash, it means it's going through a cleaning process,
Okay.
meaning it's injecting that fluid inside your exhaust
Okay.
to clean out your Cali converter.
Got
So when that's clean, obviously the thing will shut off.
Mm-hmm.
Now if you run out or you interrupt that cleaning process 3 times consecutively,
Mm-hmm.
it'll put your motor into a limp mode and won't allow it to go above like 25 miles an hour.
So when that happens, we'll have to remember, oh,
Well-
you know what?
When you say interrupt it, if it comes on while we're driving, just maintain driving.
Yeah, just keep going. What I
Okay.
mean is some people will pull over and just stop, shut off their motor, because they're off-site scene or something. You don't want to interrupt it when it's in the middle of doing what it's
When
doing.
it's doing that, how was it? What's the site? It depends on how dirty it is.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, it has sensors in it.
It does know.
Kind of see.
So it's like an oxygen sensor in there.
Exactly.
somehow.
Mhm.
Okay.
You got
All
it.
right. Good deal.
But you got side turn cameras. Of course, you got the one on the back. Side turn cameras are on here. So remember, it's literally behind you is what you're seeing, not
Right.
anything
Well,
right
we
here.
want to see the side. Is
Right.
the issue behind you. We don't care about.
Leave them in the dust anyways.
We've done all this.
Yep.
Tires.
We
Anything to
always
know?
set them to what the sidewall of the tire says at cold temperatures. Some people feel it may be a little too stiff, so I would, like this one I believe is 110 psi.
Okay.
Yeah, 110. So if it feels too stiff, just drop it down to 195 if it feels better to you that way.
Okay.
Light switch. We got a hall light switch, compartment lights. That's
That you
everything
just-
down below.
Okay.
We got a porch light, which is one literally just above me.
Okay.
Battery disconnect. So if you're going to store this thing or be away from it for a while, it'll isolate your house batteries from your RV. So,
Okay.
and then step, if that's up, the step will remain out regardless of the position of the door.
Oh, that's a scary one.
But there is an
Is there-
ignition override.
Thank you. All right.
They try to make it dummy proof. Yeah.
Well, they're gonna have to work real hard.
Yeah, so if you leave it on, you're safe.
We're gonna have to get the label maker out.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I almost brought it with, but decided not to.
Switches over here. This one, I believe, is a exterior light.
It does something. Are you already on the exterior one?
Yeah.
Well, you know, every house we've ever bought has always had a
Had
mystery
you don't
switch,
know.
so
Right.
yeah.
We'll figure that one out later. This is a control for your awning. It is a 110 awning, so you have to be plugged in for the thing to run out.
Okay.
You have different positions. Well, you can simply hit the extend. Actually, this one's a little bit different. Hit the extend to extend it out. You just tap it and it'll go out on its own.
Okay.
Hit the retract. If you need to stop at any point, hit the middle one.
Like when you park next to a tree.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
You got a motion sensor, which is technically a wind sensor, so you can set it to the different strengths.
So if things flopping around a little bit, it'll come in.
Exactly. Right now it's set to the low setting, so that's what we recommend.
Yeah. Why would you do it any different?
But, right. Some people feel it's too light.
We don't even
but-
have an awning. We use an umbrella.
There
I
you
mean,
go.
we're old
He's
school.
literal.
1995, dude.
There you go.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
What do you want to do next?
We'll go over this
Let's-
panel here. This is the
okay.
most confusing panel in the RV, especially that box up at the top there. That is your inverter / battery control charger
Okay.
system. So
You
let's
put
see
the
if,
light right there so that you can't see it.
I was just about to mention that.
Well,
Okay, so you got these labels on the very bottom. The first one is indicating that this button would be for the menu.
Got it.
You have the inverter enable.
so these are multi-function buttons.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So if I press that, it enables the inverter. Now it says I to press that to disable it. So the inverter is required to be on if you're traveling or if you're going to be using this RV at any time. The main reason is that your refrigerator is a residential refrigerator and runs off of 110.
Right.
So
So,
that-
you got to make 110 all the time.
Exactly.
Okay. Do we have to change this over every time we plug it in?
No, when you plug in, it automatically sees that
It'll
it's
flip it
electrical.
back?
Yes. And
So when we
puts it
unplug,
standby.
we have to go.
Nope, it'll see that as long as you leave it on, it'll see that you unplug and it'll pick up where it left off.
Okay.
So it's pretty neat.
Good.
And then you have this button here to disable the charging side of it. I don't see why you would ever want to, but if for whatever reason you needed to.
Bill Gates couldn't figure out why there was an off button on Windows. Why would you ever want to shut it off?
Right, good point.
Okay. So that would disable the charge to the inverter.
Correct.
Is that would you consider that a shut-off switch for if you wanted to work on the inverter, or would you pull cables
no.
from the inverter?
That's more or less a plugged into a 15 amp circuit, and I want to turn it off to run something real quick, kind of like a microwave or a wall outlet or something.
So
that's
that you're
the only
not,
thing I can
you don't
see.
have 50 coming in, so
Right.
don't blow it
Yeah,
up.
Exactly.
Okay.
So when you hit the menu button, it gets you to this menu. The first one, if I hit enter, pretty much gives you the status of, your voltage, your battery, charging amps, all that stuff.
Okay.
If I scroll down, it gives you another option of how to enable the charger. So
Okay.
there's two different menu types, in other words.
Okay.
So Auto Gen Start is kind of tied into that, but it's not using this panel. It uses this switch down here. So if you hit this up into the enable feature, it'll be enabled to where if that inverter is drawing the batteries down, if you're dry camping or just kind of sitting in the parking lot or something, it'll kick the generator on to charge those batteries. Once it sees that the batteries are up to where it likes it, then it'll shut itself off.
And to where it likes it, meaning what we had set underneath on the inverter, or what,
no,
what this is saying?
What this is saying. So this is a multi-stage charger, so when it goes into like a float charge is typically when it kicks off the inverter or the generator, so that the inverter will continue to run, kind of thing.
And somehow that's all tied into the solar.
The solar is an independent system.
Okay.
The solar is more or less a maintainer of the batteries, to where if you're storing this thing outside, it'll keep those batteries charged up no matter
Okay.
what. So
Right.
You can add more panels to it to make it a kind of a standalone system to run the inverter better. But at this point, it's set up just to maintain the batteries.
Okay. So another 5 Gs.
That's okay.
Just two.
Two?
That's chunk change.
Okay.
So.
That's nothing. Brian's lunch money.
Right, every day. Switch here is for the burner, the diesel burner on your AquaHot.
Okay.
And this is for the electric elements on your AquaHot. So if you're plugging electricity, you can use electricity to heat everything up. It's not as efficient. I would say use it 40 degrees or above. Anything below that, use the diesel
Oh,
burner.
because it's a
Heat exchanger.
heat exchanger.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, if you're going to use your furnace, you do need to have one of these heat sources on.
Oh,
Okay.
so you have to
that
tell
you're-
it one or the other.
Exactly.
If tell
And
make
then-
hot water
Right.
somehow.
No,
Okay.
just heat.
Yeah, well, for hot water, you just flip one of the heat sources on. For if you want to heat the interior of the RV, you have to turn one of those on to heat the coolant that heats the interior of the RV. So once you have this, say the burner set, and you want to get your thermostat over to heat, I mean, I would hit the mode button to where it gets the heat. This
Okay.
thing controls the fans on the heat exchangers. This controls the heat that's
heat
actually
coming
going
to
to
it.
it. Correct.
Okay.
You got it.
Yep.
So you got a bunch of different modes on this.
So if this doesn't see that, you're not going to make. It's going to say, "What do you want me to do?" I don't have
Well,
any heat.
this isn't going to give you any indication.
It's basically a thermostat.
Exactly. If you notice that the heat never comes on, you never hear the circulating fans come on or anything like that, that's an indication that you didn't turn the heat source on. The fans only turn on when it sees the coolant temperature is up to where it needs to be.
Right. And then if it gets too hot, they probably kick out. I don't know.
The burner kicks
So
out.
there's a high heat limit on
Yeah,
it.
exactly, yeah.
Okay,
You
like
got
an
it.
HVAC system at home.
You got it.
Okay.
So your monitor panel is all here. Lets you know the levels of your gray tank, black, fresh tank, battery, and then propane level.
Battery is faked right now.
It
because we're
is.
plugged in.
Yeah, exactly. These little light indications don't really give you a good sense of the battery. I always refer to that up there.
Okay.
Or even your charger, your solar charger.
Okay.
Water pump switch pumps water from your fresh tank to all your faucets.
Okay.
That switch there is not needed because you do not have a propane water heater. Slide room switches are here for the front two slide rooms, and then you got a switch in the back for the bedroom slide.
Okay. So they're within sight, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Generator start and stop switch and an hour meter.
Is that a hold down to prime and all that, or is it one shot?
Very good. So it starts a little bit differently than a gas one would. So if you haven't ran it, or if it is cold, hold down the stop side. It'll warm up the glow plugs, prime the fuel systems. When you go to start it, you'll see nothing is happening. Well, it's still doing a kind of a preheat mode. Once you hear that, then you can go ahead and let off of it.
Okay.
Some people make the mistake, especially when they're using going from a gas one to a generator or to a diesel. They press the button and nothing
Hold the button,
happens.
hold the button,
Yeah,
hold the button,
because
nothing happens, okay.
they don't realize that.
So it's the
everything's
bottom
preheated.
gives you the preheat, the top starts it.
Correct.
And then automatically when it calls, like the batteries are going down and it calls for the generator to start, it does that
Does
all
that
on its own.
automatically, yep.
Okay, so this is if I want to start
Yep.
it. Or
That's if you
wanna
want
start
to.
it.
Mhm.
Okay.
You got it.
Get up in the middle of the night and feel like starting a generator off the neighbors. Okay.
So of course your thermostat here, a couple features I didn't go over is you have a dehumidifier feature in it. So you just have to hit the mode button to that. If you want the heat to come on, put it over to heat. This button here says furnace. You need to click that on too. That way the heat exchangers will come on. So you have to make sure you have both of these set the right position.
Okay.
It does have a timer, so you can have the system run for a certain amount of time. I don't see a feature, but yeah.
Well, is people
Conserving.
conserving energy, want to
okay.
do whatever. I could kind of see it, but
You probably won't use it. Right on. Okay, I'm gonna put it back to cool here. Controller here obviously is for your solar. It gives you the voltage.
we're just monitoring. We're not
That
really
is
doing much.
exactly.
with
That's
it.
all it's doing.
And this would be where we would be setting the battery type different if we do change it up.
Exactly.
We'll have to read about that Go Power thing.
Yes, and you do have an owner's manual that'll tell you how to set it to the battery type. Same with the charger up here. You do need to pay attention to battery types on that as well.
Okay.
All right. So all the stuff pretty much makes sense.
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
It went over a lot easier than it does in my
No,
manual.
it doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense. The only thing that makes sense is I know there's stuff in here I gotta push.
Yeah.
No, we'll get it.
We got a CB in case you like talking to truckers, I guess. You got a whole bunch of switches up here on the dash.
Why don't you go sit in there?
Well, you can, hon. You're gonna drive the thing.
Not today, honey.
I'm worried where this guy is.
All right, so you have obviously a brake controller here, in case
Yep.
you're hauling a trailer or whatnot. Switches over on that side. The top one, I can't even see it. from here.
SPD speed control.
Yeah, so you got it.
Is that cruise?
That is your cruise.
Okay.
You got your main
RSM.
initial switch.
What's that?
The resume switch. So if you tap it up, it resumes where you left
Okay.
off. Down is the set.
Got it. That is it. So this turns it on. This would set it.
Correct.
Okay,
You
so
got
it works like the Honda.
Okay.
I got some lighting.
Yep,
here.
that's your light switch. The one below it is your.
Increase, decrease. So
I believe that's for
this
your
is all
pedals.
speed control.
No, this one is for your lights. I believe that one's a pedal adjustment, if I remember right.
Need a key in this thing.
Yeah, wherever they decided to put your keys.
It's right here.
There you go.
Is there an accessory position?
There is. Just go ahead and turn it until all the dash comes on. There you go. Nothing?
No.
Does it have any label on there? Oh, I'm sorry. That's a retarded thing I just did. That's your your dash dimmer. Increase and decrease.
So nighttime. Okay, got it. We'll figure it out.
You got her.
I know what it is.
So this is your ICC flash. So you kind of see on your hood there, your lights flashing.
Okay.
That's a trucker thing to let people know they can get over.
We use this.
Very good. Fog lamp switch. You got a rear end differential lock. So
Sandy soil.
exactly.
Crack that up. Okay.
Obviously window down, lock unlock, your mirror heat in case they start icing up. Regen. So if you see that's a button, come on your
that's-
dash display, or you see
Okay.
that, or you can manually put it in a regen.
That'll give me air
Yeah.
for stopping.
Well, no. This is going along with your def.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah. So if you want to clean it manually, you can press this button and it'll put
Any
it through a
advantage
clean
to
process. Some people like to just do it before they head off on the trip. If they just, the first leg of their trip, to get it done and over with. That way they don't have to worry about the rest of the trip.
I got you. When does it come on? About what would you say mileage wise? Say average use.
I would say probably every maybe 400, 500 miles.
Okay.
So you may have a kick on you
But
a
a
couple
tank full or
times.
whatever. Okay.
Option, this one, just simply in case you want to wire something to it. There's nothing wired to it now.
Okay.
Engine brake, high and low. So if you're
Okay.
going down passes, it'll make sure that you're not accelerating over a lot, I guess.
Okay. If I take my foot off of the gas, this thing goes,
Yeah, you'll feel it kick in.
which is it's basically an engine brake instead. So I wouldn't need to brake
Right.
if it's just going to slow down.
It restricts the motor so that it doesn't accelerate, in other words.
Okay.
So
Puts a load on the transmission,
Yep.
rear wheels, blah blah blah.
you got it.
Okay.
ABS, if you want to turn it off, you can. That's all it is. So if you did want to do some drifting, you can.
Yeah, if we
turn it
want a
off.
power slide.
Right.
Come out of
Don't
it.
encourage them.
You have to. This is your controller.
Every
for your-
once in a while, you just got to kick it out, man. Put this slide outs out and let's make it happen.
Right. This is the switches for your leveling system. Did you have a leveling system on your last one?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a
wooden
jack
blocks
that I
and a
turned
jack.
and the blocks that you wrote it on.
Okay, so this is a lot more
This is all
easy.
new,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you actually go ahead and turn your ignition on. We'll get this thing running so you can see what it does. So
Is
it
that
does
good
this
or you
little.
want fire? You don't
No,
want
that's
fire.
good. So when it's done doing that, you go and hit the on button. It'll tell you to wait again. When that wait light goes out, then we can go ahead and automatically start leveling.
This is the part we watch for kids and dogs.
Eh,
How fast are they?
pretty quick. I got 3. Oh, the jacks are kids.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
They're not very fast.
Careful, honey, I'm leaning on this.
Sorry.
So if you see this light, that means that you're level. We are on a level surface right now. So,
So we
when
don't
it
need
is-
them?
Well, it'll help with stability. So when you're walking around, it's not bouncing on your suspension.
Right.
But to level it, if you hit the auto button there, it tells you to wait, and it'll start extending your jacks automatically. You'll see little lights come on the corners, indicating which side is low. When it's green in the middle and it is solid, it means it's done leveling. You see that light down? Obviously,
that
your jacks
means-
are down.
Okay, and is this also an ignition cutout or the transmission cutout?
It doesn't cut off your
not
transmission.
tied into it?
No. Well, it is in some aspect. So if you forget these are down and you go ahead and hit drive to go, this has it senses that you just put it in drive and it puts this into an emergency retract and starts to suck them up. it'll start screaming at you, letting you know that, hey, I'm trying to retract, don't drive anymore.
Okay.
So that's level. That's what it looks
Level,
like when
level.
everything's good. So if you want to manually level it, you'd hold that button down until the light comes on underneath, and then you'd press these buttons independently so you can
So you
manually
could do
tweak it. You can. Not very fast. It'd be more like a
So you
slow
could-
song.
So set up the tripod and then get it later.
Yeah, stop
Okay.
motion. There you go. If you want to retract them, just hit the retract all. And
What was the
retract.
psst I was hearing?
Your air suspension.
Because you took.
We extended
load
it a
off.
little bit. Yep.
Okay. So now, when would that stop?
Pretty
Or
much.
am I going to be when I'm out of air?
Yep.
Okay.
Pretty much. And it doesn't take too long to bleed you out of air. So.
Okay.
You got power outlets, obviously cigarette lighter power outlets,
Mm-hmm.
dash controls. Obviously, it's not going to keep the back half of your RV cold, but it does keep the cab nice. Besides that, you got, like I said, the CD.
Radios,
So,
a couple lights up here. Ooh. Did you see that?
Nice. yeah.
Everybody goes, ooh. That's happening. Hot exhaust, I have to worry about that.
only when it is doing its regen, it does get
Does it
very
get-
hot.
It gets hot.
And the main reason why they want you to keep driving is because of that.
To
Keep
cool it
the
off.
airflow. If
Yeah.
you stop on the side of the road and there's tall grass,
Brush.
you're probably
Yeah,
going to start a
You're
fire.
going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
Or somebody's going to be in trouble.
Yep.
Okay, cell phone pocket.
Cable right there is exactly what you think it is.
Yeah.
That is the air
Don't
horn.
do it yet.
I should.
No, there's
Wait
a
until
nice lady
someone walks
there.
in front. That's when we do it anyway.
Okay.
In the head of the incentive to fine tune the signal if you want to.
Okay.
So, digital signals, you don't have to do it as much as you used to.
Okay.
Okay, TV is actually over here. This lifts up.
I've learned where they hide stuff.
Very good.
TV.
I also got to run a channel scan. We're to run on 10 anyway.
So we got to do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Fireplace down below. Obviously, you have to be plugged in to run this. First button turns the lights on.
Pretty.
Next button changes the color of the flames.
Okay.
The next one is, you can see in the back, your temperature adjustment.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Now when you get all the way to its max adjustment, it'll just say on.
Hot.
Oh, I just passed it.
Okay.
If it says on, that means it's just on all the time. It won't shut off until you hit the power button.
Okay.
The very last button is a timer. You can have it run for a couple hours, shut itself off.
He come out here.
It would, yeah.
So the dog will be laying right here.
Uh-huh.
And then if you want to turn it off, just hit the power button. Seat covers, I would recommend if you are going down really rough roads, pull those out, put them somewhere safe. You
These-
don't want those, bouncing
They'll chip
around.
out, or holy cow, that's heavy feeling.
Right? They're solid surface, so I would hate to see them pop off and then slam in the ground, or because then you'll have.
So they're going there.
There you go.
Okay.
Electric cooktop, of course, be plugged in to run your generator. That's pretty self-explanatory. Microwave is a convection oven as well as a microwave. So if you use the convection side, use the metal racks. Microwave side, remove the metal racks. There you go.
Found the
Found the
lights.
switch.
Took me a minute.
Refrigerator lock.
Very good. It is actually right there.
Okay. Let's look at the fridge.
What?
Well, look at the fridge.
Sure.
The racks and stuff are just in there. You gotta move them,
Put 'em
adjust
where
them
you
where you
want
want.
That's
Or all of
fine.
them are just kind of sitting on the bottom here.
Okay.
It's a very big fridge.
And you have an ice maker.
Oh, and it's on.
This is a cabinet here. What's that?
This is just a heater vent.
Heater vent?
Heat exchanger
Okay.
vent, yeah.
GFCI because it's within
Exactly.
8 feet of this thing.
Yep.
Okay.
Um,
Where's that? We're gonna get to that.
You will,
Okay.
actually.
We'll get to that.
Owner's packets and all that stuff. I need to remember to show you what this stuff is.
Not
those
there.
ones. There they are. So you have a whole bunch of, a lot more remotes.
Oh my gosh.
What the fuck?
Most of them are duplicate remotes
Okay.
for TV, so you can do whatever.
Okay.
These remotes are for your rooftop fans or your vents.
Okay.
You can, they're remote controlled.
Okay.
The towel holders and all that stuff.
Put them where you want them.
Exactly. We
Okay.
always put them in the wrong spot, so we'll let
Yep.
you guys do it. This is Freightliner roadside kit. Got almost every. I think it's got every
fuses.
type of fuse you have in your Freightliner chassis. So
If you blow this one, you're fine.
It's a big one.
That's what Ryan goes, what are you blowing? You're blowing a 40? Oh, man. If it was a 10, I could help you, but
Right?
it's after lunch. Okay.
All your owner's manuals are in here for the house side, and then your chassis manuals are right there.
Okay. Chassis stuff? Take it anywhere?
For service?
Dealer.
Yeah.
I mean, every truck stop is pretty much a Freightliner dealer, so
Somebody-
it's a service center.
There's somebody there that knows something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, these frames and chassis are pretty much the same thing you see on over the road haulers.
We've
so.
kind of been noticing that it looks like the same trucks.
Yeah, it is.
So-
And a very, very solid chassis too.
Okay.
All right, so obviously you got your wine rack.
Yeah.
Point that out. That's
There's no wine there, and Ryan?
Yeah.
You gotta talk to your salesman.
Okay.
There was a problem.
We're gonna speak to Jay.
There was a problem with the wine rack, Jay. It seemed like we don't know if a bottle's going to fit or not.
Maybe
Okay.
you try Fit 3.
Huh?
So this is your dryer. This is your washer. Your dryer is not smart. It is just a time dryer.
Okay.
So and it is what
Give me another light, man.
I think we may have just burnt out a bulb, to be honest, or an
Uh-oh.
LED.
Uh-oh.
I'll get you a new light.
Deal's off. Light's burned.
Well, it's just, it'd be nice to be able to see.
There is a switch next to the entry door labeled hall light for whatever reason. I think we just gotta.
Negative.
Take one out of a new and good one.
Yeah, I'll have to. I'm gonna take this off to remind me to swap it out real quick.
Okay.
Okay, so your dryer, yeah, just let the time dry, hit start, and it'll do its thing.
Okay.
Your washer, you have, you set this to the mode you want to use it. You got all your settings there, all
a
your
washing
extended
machine.
wash. Yeah.
Yep.
When you're ready to go, hit the start button.
Okay.
But all your detergents and everything go in there, and then obviously your clothes go in there.
Okay.
Slider switch in and out there, ceiling light switch is there.
And that's for over there.
This slide, yep.
Okay. This is what sold us this coach right here.
Yeah.
The slide out with the windows and the back window.
Yeah, you get a lot of airflow through here. It's nice. You do have storage underneath. This lifts up.
We buy a gas shock on Amazon.
Well, it has gas shocks on it.
It's
They're
just
more or
heavy,
less
huh?
an assist rather than it
Okay.
just holds it up. The enclosure, it's in the travel position. There's a little lock that goes over between the handles. You want to make sure it's locked in place before you travel, otherwise they will swing open.
Okay.
Obviously, you got a skylight, you got a ventilation fan up top, you got cabinetry on the sides.
You guys took good care of this. How long have you had it? Do you know?
I don't know, actually.
Yeah,
I
that's
can
not your
tell
deal.
by the stock number, but
Yeah. 16.
Oh, I wanted to ask what those. There's things in the wall there. What is that?
oh, very good. Wow, this is actually kind of important. This is your breaker panel. So everything that's a 110 breaker. Now that GFI you were wanting,
Yeah,
it's a
in there.
GFI breaker. You got two of them.
Okay. Where are the GFIs located? Is there one outside? Is there an outlet outside? Is that
No,
what-
it's all through this breaker. So there's that trip reset button.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, if it
that's in
trips,
here.
yeah, this is that trip button, and then you
I
just
mean,
reset
what are
the
they?
breaker.
What are they tied to?
Pretty much every general purpose receptacle.
Oh,
in
really?
RV.
They're all
They're all
GFCI?
GFCI.
Okay.
Fuses are in here. This is the just standard automotive fuses.
So that's for the truck part.
No, this is
No.
for the interior
Lights.
lighting.
This
Oh,
is the one he's
stuff.
going to change when he changes that bulb and
Oh.
shorts it.
Okay.
Right, exactly. You know. Yeah. And then of course you got vents down there.
Yeah. I'm an old man, but I'm not an old man. So, okay, toilet.
Toilet flush is the pedal on the side. I remember the style toilet you got.
Make it happen.
Ooh.
How nice.
And that's not a macerating toilet, right?
No, it's not.
That's good.
It's just
Good. We're happy with that.
Yeah, simpler the better on those.
Yeah, we've heard horror stories.
Yeah. So, nice heavy door.
Does it open all the way so you can get by if
It
you
opens
want?
all the way so you
Nice.
What?
And actually, shut your doors here.
Thank you. Because we would forget.
No problem.
Do you
We're
see
gonna
a
put
lot
it-
of those broken or off the track or whatever?
I see them more broken.
That's the end of our video on us picking up the DX3 in Colorado. We went through everything, or thought we did. We found some things wrong with the camper after our PDI, which is the pre-delivery inspection, But it went well. We've been happy with the camper. We're currently in Elkhart, having a little bit more work done to it before the warranty runs out. Some minor things that need to be taken care of that we'll detail in another video. Hopefully we'll be able to link that to this one, but I have to figure out how to do that first. So thanks for watching. Come on.